Thank you. So in season 1, no matter how crazy things got with the episodes sci-fi wise, there was always kind of this sense of normalcy or like this normal thing going on. And realism in the story. In season 2, can we expect to see that format continued, or will it change to be a little bit more sci-fi?
I think that formula continues emotionally, but the format is loosened a little more. I think what we found as we neared the end of season 1 is that you do need a little bit of humanity to balance the crazy sci-fi and the cynicism, but you don't. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to do a story about credit cards or tuition payments.
I can't find my socks.
So we do a little bit of that, but also we'll just do random things like we do a lot more weird combinations of fade in on and Rick and Beth and Summer are flying through outer space because they're on some errand or something.
Mixing up the characters and it's a little more intergalactic, a little more sci-fi adventures out in space as opposed to hanging out at home. It's a lot more of that. Well, we still do have a lot of home-based stuff, but yeah, we started to really get excited this season about like, oh man, we have this giant. Not only do we have the universe, but we also have the multiverse. So it was sort of like, where can we go with this show? And I think we kind of opened it up a bit this season in that respect.
And will we get to see Morty's parents be more involved in the intergalactic end?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of great episodes where they're out there.
Speaking of going with shows and different show approaches, in Me Seeks and Destroy, there was a really great dynamic that you guys had between Morty and King Jellybean. And it may have been, I don't know if it was controversial, but when you guys did it, what was your approach towards that one specific subject? And then was there anything you dealt with afterwards?
I honestly think that, I remember breaking that story and it just became an exercise in breaking the story about there being no story because Justin just kept being insistent on he just wanted to do something crazy, and I think there was a lot of bickering in the room about what we were doing and what you're supposed to do and what a story is. And so I remember at a certain key point I said, okay, we can do what we're doing here if we go back in the beginning and hang a lantern on it and say Morty and Rick are having an argument about whose story it is.
It became Dan and me, basically. It was like Morty and Rick in that episode were Dan and me breaking the story.
So that jelly bean
and he's Rick and I'm Morty.
Yeah, it's sort of like when you walk into that Stair Goblin bar. That's like Justin at having a tantrum, and then what happens in the bathroom is me having a tantrum. like this show should just be about flip flops and googlops. And I'm like, well then it should be about.
But I will say this in terms of just like how we handled that scene. Like there was a lot of revisions in the board stage to really make that not a cartoony depiction, but a more like serious, grounded like. On purpose. Like, we wanted it to feel like a Jodie Foster scene.
Oh, wow.
Like really heavy, because, I don't know, I just felt like if we do this, and if we're gonna do this, we need to do it respectfully and make it feel like a real horrible, moment, and not be like, it had to be like, the audience watching had to be uncomfortable and go like, oh my god.
Yeah, it can't feel like Popeye beating up an octopus.
And there was a lot of staging notes, and there was a lot of performance notes, and even in color there were revisions to ground it, to just really ground it, and not make it cartoony, and make it more just grounded and real and
you did a good job, because the first time I saw it, I felt violated.
You're welcome.
It was important to the resolution of the arc of that side of the story. It was important that scene happened. Because up until that point, Morty was like, we're going on a crazy nonsense adventure, and I'm right. And then,
oh my god,
and then it was like, and then that happened, and Rick's like, and he saw. He knew. Rick's kind of, pretty aware of everything, but that was an interesting thing too. He wasn't a dick about it. He handled it very he was very, very nice to Morty about it. All right, buddy, all right.
Super empathetic.
Yeah. And Morty didn't even know that he was being that way. So
that's amazing. I'm sorry to interrupt. My bad. Well, I'm Hip Hop Gamer, Hot 97. Yo, it's an honor to meet y'all. Yo, real talk. You guys is just incredible. Like, people calling me this is bad. Sorry. Quick question, man. Like, obviously you see the belt. Like, we're big gamers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're big gamers and stuff like that. Like, I play a lot of PS4, Xbox One and stuff like that. Like, honestly, I think your fans would love to see you guys make a jump to the big consoles in the industry. And if so,
about it.
yeah, I was, oh, for real? I talk.
No, I mean, we don't have any plans, but like, Dan and I have talked occasionally about like, oh man,
I want to see like do like a blend between the realism of Skyrim with like the procedural generation of Minecraft. That you use the portal gun. You can go to infinite worlds that are procedurally generated, but there is still like a structure and a role-playing element.
Pluto. At some point, you know, we want to do. I think like the current. You know, the now current gen console type game, PC big, like he's describing, and then I'm a huge handheld gamer, so I would love to at the same time concurrently develop like a Metroidvania style Rick and Morty game, which is my that's my favorite type of game, where you know you shoot a portal gun and then you go and there's a bunch of different worlds you can go to, but they're limited, and it's just a Metroidvania game where you're powering up as you go. It's that classic formula that just never. I can play those games, any Metroidvania style game. I can play from beginning to end without getting bored. But yeah, like the bigger, crazier like Skyrim thing would just be incredible to do. And that's something that hopefully we'll be able to, you know, as the show continues to grow and get a bigger fan base, those opportunities will hopefully come along with that.
Great. That's amazing.
Since the season 1 finale, it's been on my mind and I really wanted to ask, and I'm sorry if it's been addressed already, but Wubba Lubba Dub Dub, was that preconceived or was that when that episode was ready?
No, not preconceived. That originally started as a Ridley joke where Rick gets in the ground and does the curly spin and goes, and then I said we're not doing that because it's a lot of animation and I just went in the booth and like threw out the thing. I just started just going wubba lubba dub dubs, wubba lubba dub dub. I just started like saying a bunch of nonsense. If you listen to it, he says 3 different things really.
You gave it a meaning.
Well, and then later we call it back, and then finally we were like, let's like totally break this so that it means help me, I'm in great pain, which made us all laugh really hard because we knew by the time that came out, people would be like, you know, thinking it was this catchphrase when really it's him saying excitedly, he's saying, help me, I'm in pain.
Who would you guys collaborate with in a show? Because like there's a lot of shows that I like one of my shows I like right now is Bob's Burgers. I'm a big fan of Bob's Burgers. You know what I'm saying? So I like Bob's Burgers, I like you guys, I like Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, all these joints. Like if you had like one show you would like collaborate with to do like the ultimate like a crossover, ultimate kick-ass jokes, everything, battle, all that other stuff, who would it be? Like who would you love to work with? I think fans are like would love to see that.
I don't know, man. It's crazy because we've created a show where we have characters that have the ability to cross into, you know, an almost infinite reality. You know, so we could technically, within our canon of the show, do that without it being weird or forced. Beavis and Butthead, maybe something. You know, that'd be cool, right?
I can see that one. I'm sorry, I get hyped, y'all. Like this is crazy.
Oh no!
No, I know. Come on.
You for real?
I can sit here all day with you. Nice to meet you guys.
Thank you.